Okay, so here we are at the historic Whiting Hotel here in historic downtown Pawhuska, Oklahoma. It's two historics. Now we got some good guests here. There are some folks. Now, where did you guys say you were from? Washington State.
Washington State.
A couple of true beauties here, guys. Let me tell you now. Talking to you. Yeah, so anyway, my wife's coming out here in just a few minutes. Don't tell her. Anyway, there's that deer. Do you hear it? There's a deer behind us.
There's deer back here.
Keep your eyes open. We got a deer right behind us. So I would. Are you the daughter? Is that correct? All right. So the daughter and this beautiful mother here. My favorite outfit I've seen today. It's beautiful. Ma'am, would you mind coming up and say hi from Washington State here in Pawhuska, Oklahoma? I'll get down where you can see down there. You can see it. There you go. Hey, Washington State here in Pawhuska.
Pawhuska.
What?
Snohomish County, just a little bit south of Canada.
Oh boy, yeah.
So almost Canadians right here in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. Yes,
on the border.
Yes, all the way from almost Canada. Excellent.
That sounds like some of them trips I take to go see race car drivers.
Yeah.
I'll drive forever to get there.
So guys, I mean, are you just moving through, or are you heading? Passing through. So from almost Canada to into Pawhuska to where?
We're ending up in almost Canada. We started in Orlando.
Oh, she started in Orlando and came over here to see Pawhuska, Oklahoma, specifically here at the historic Whiting.
Pawhuska, USA.
There's our lovely wife, Keisha, coming here.
There's Keisha.
There she is. So she's coming to kind of join us for a minute, but we're kind of here. Let me get that camera a little bit more here on Doc. So this is going to be an episode piece where we're going to talk about his history working with the city, some of the weird things that he's seen, some of the interesting memories made here in the streets of Pawhuska, Oklahoma. We've touched on things like tunnels under the streets and things like that, but I'm gonna ask some questions to what kind of things, my first question is this. I'm sure you've been around like animal catching and stuff like that. Now, do you remember the other night we were going out the Green Eyes Bridge?
Yeah.
Do you remember what we saw by that past the water park or whatever?
Yeah.
What was that?
That was a red gray-tailed fox.
No, it was gray it was a gray fox with a red tail.
Yeah, that's what it was. Gray fox with red tail.
I've never even seen an animal like that.
That's a cross between a red and gray.
Obviously.
Obviously.
I love that.
But
it was the weirdest animal I've seen to date since I've been here in Osage County, and I've seen black bear, wolf,
we have
cougar. Yes, I've seen these things. He's seen a chupacabra.
Chupacabra, we've seen one of those.
In Pawhuska. Yes. Okay, so other than a chupacabra,
that's real. What's
the weirdest thing that you've seen here in the streets of Pawhuska? Animal or?
That chupacabra.
Well, okay, it's second best. Chupacabra is a really good one. I'll tell you that later.
Well, one time I came up, this old cat had his head caught in a can of dog food, just jumping all over the street. I thought he was going to kill it. He was scratching at the can. He was flipping out, jumping 3 feet off the ground. I said, we got to do something about this cat.
Did you stick the cat's head in the can?
No, he got his head in there by himself. He was hungry and he got stuck. So, bright-eyed bushy tail gets help. This old boy thinks he's going to grab a rag, grab this cat.
Grab the wild cat with a rag trick.
Oh, no, the cat started eating him and the can. By the time he got the can off, this guy was chewed up, spit out, but the can came off and the cat lived, and he went off good.
Good. Did your friend live?
He had to have shots after that.
Like what kind of shots? I mean, like tetanus or...
Well, he had to have a tetanus shot, and he had to have antibiotic shot.
They give him rabies shot?
No rabies.
Yeah.
It happened to be their cat.
Oh!
And I just caught it down the street doing this thing. I said, we got to help this cat. It was the worst thing I've seen, but...
That was the worst. What was the worst you've seen is a cat with its head caught in a can?
No, that was
well,
just
without
crazy.
really any kind of animal cruelties, because we won't do anything like that.
No, that was an animal rescue.
There you go. I mean, that kind of stuff's fine.
That was definitely a rescue. One day we was down here, and I'll never forget this thing. We were at the, that's when the veterinarian used to be down here on Lynn Avenue. People knows where 12th and Lynn in that area. Well, one day this old boy brought in a big Brahma bull, bigger than the truck was.
Brahma, and that's the one
Brahma
with
bull, the
a
big
big hump on the
horn.
back and
Yes.
scary.
And he was mean.
Hey, hold on. Is that? Can you eat that hump? Is that meat?
I don't know. It might be a delicacy.
Is it hump meat? Do they make hump meat burgers or anything like that?
I haven't heard.
Anyway, Brahma bulls. Okay, go ahead.
I've
Brahma
never
bull.
heard of eating Brahmas. They use and raise them to ride.
Keisha, look that up. Can you eat the hump of a Brahma bull? Is that a delicacy, and can it be made into a hamburger? Go. All right, go ahead.
People don't eat Brahma
She ain't
bull.
gonna look that up.
I have to get my phone out.
Yeah, she won't do that. You don't have to do that, man.
Okay.
Seriously. Brahma, seriously, look that up.
He's
Sorry,
all-
sorry. Go ahead. Brahma bull.
this Brahma bull. Now he's got me off where I wasn't thinking about this Brahma no more.
That ruined the story for you?
Well,
It's good, Brahma bull.
it's going to come back to me.
Brahma bull burgers. Next
We
for
don't
sale
eat
at the
Brahma-
Pawhuska Guide here.
We
We're
don't
gonna
eat Brahma bulls where I come from. They
Okay.
try to ride them.
Okay, so
Oh, anyway, I got it. This thing got loose from the veterinarian, and I was in high school, and where'd that thing end up? At the junior high campus, and he was snorting, and he owned that place. He was running up the street, moving cars out of the way. This thing was making a way where he didn't want to go back down there with those old veterinarians. So they ended up roping that thing, and they had to dart him, sedate him, get him in the trailer, and get him back to the veterinarian before he killed any kids at the junior high
Well.
school. It was just crazy. Things like that, they get loose out here. You never know when you're going to see a cow running down the street here.
so
I mean,
if
it's normal.
if you would have, we've had parades with longhorns going down the streets and everything.
Yep.
But so if let's just say that Ned Pepper here comes rolling up on his horse, and he pulls out his rope, and there's a Brahma bull in the deal, and now Rooster Cogburn, he doesn't see this glorious act of kindness as you lasso that Brahma bull, and you get it, and you pull it away from the children, and you take it over there and to the butcher shop. Okay. Now, when we're done with this butchering of this Brahma bull that you caught, because is this a eating bull, or do they eat these bulls?
This was a riding bull.
Oh, so they don't eat those?
Not mostly. They're rodeo bulls mostly, or
No.
for show. I haven't heard of many Brahmas being eaten. I hear Angus.
She found out what the
Limousine.
hump was.
Oh.
We
So
got word on that.
we got word on the hump. So
It's a storage area for food and water.
It's like a camel with a hump
You're
that
kidding me.
stores water.
you're kidding me.
deposit.
That was my observation was going to be next. That it
What?
was
That
a
That cow-
depository
that
place.
cow has a cooler
It has
igloo
a camel
type thing.
hump.
It's built in.
They must have crossed this thing with the camel to get the hump. I don't know, but they had this.
It's a-
Now I've heard that that's what
Is
they
that
do now. It's
is that a
hold water.
cross between a camel and a cow? Is a Brahma bull? Is that what you're suggesting? I like that.
It is now.
Do they have?
It is now.
Yes, so-
it sounds good to me.
Man, when am I going to get? Is this? I want something I can like keep my beer cool and stuff like that, and a reservoir.
Well,
it'd be nice.
that would be.
All right, so we got all these interesting stories here. We're seeing all this stuff now. How's this? Is there an underground labyrinth here of walking tunnels and pipes and sewage and what all? I noticed out here on the front steps, there's a grate you can open up and you can see that it's got steps. There, it's kind of narrow and then
Right out
it
front of
bells
your
out.
deal?
Huh?
Right out here in front of your
Yeah.
That's a storm drain.
Right, but it looked like it had steps or little stair pieces that went down and then it bailed out and there's
Yeah.
just like this big like cool giant, I don't know,
That's a manhole.
giant. Well,
How deep is it? About.
it looked like
15
about 15 feet. Yeah,
Yep, that's about.
that's. I mean, that was. Where does that go? Is that just a big
Goes
old
to the
bell?
storm drain and downtown, down to the creek.
Really?
Yep, out of town. It's just part of the system.
Does it fill up with water, or and then
But
it
just-
flows out, or?
It's just storm drain. It's nothing. It's just
pretty neat.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna tell you where it's at, but you can walk up the storm drain from down this one place. I can walk plumb up to the fire station from there. And I'll tell you what's in there, you better be careful. I've seen raccoons, rats, cats, bats, but I haven't found no people, thank God. That was scary. I was afraid I'd find somebody down in there, you know.
We don't do that. No, no.
Oh, no. Those places are notorious for that.
So the fire department here. Now, isn't that the place you're saying that is that's the old firehouse?
Over here is.
So that's not the firehouse that we're talking about over here.
No, whenever they got that built, my dad moved from the old fire station. His group moved into the new fire station.
So do you know if there's any ghost stories or anything related to the firehouse? You know, city lore or anything other than like the horses that are supposedly buried underneath the firehouse? Is there any other historical lore?
If they had, they've been quiet about it.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Well, how about any of these other buildings, right? I mean, you got the Constantine. We know about that.
We know
one.
about the Constantine.
What, is there any other buildings here that you know stories of?
Yeah, some of them are like the old boarding school, but that's old back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people there.
Yeah, a lot of stories about that one. Any other ones?
The old churches that used to be here, some of them are gone. And I know people knew that there was a church on every corner and a gas station to match. You couldn't go anywhere without a gas station on the corner.
On every corner? Well, when you got
Every
8
corner.
car
But
dealerships in town, I mean, you got to have a few more, right?
yeah. But
Well.
when it comes to some of the rivalries that were going on with the dealerships,
Oh, yeah.
gas station, you had gas
Promotion,
stations.
marketing, all that good stuff. So,
But when it gets back to ghost stories, you're like, I could think of a few.
I got a book here.
We might elaborate a little bit on something in there, see what's going on.
Okay, so ladies, this is
I told you a lot of the stories about Green Eyes Bridge.
Oh yeah, that's in here.
They probably haven't heard that story. Now the Green Eyes Bridge right here in town. It's legend where a lady. It was in the late 50s, early 60s, driving her car on the back road going to the lake out here, and he seen the road. All of a sudden this bridge will come up to you, wind through this old wooded covered area, and you'll go down to this bridge. You don't see the bridge till you come over this corner, and right there it is. All of a sudden there's the bridge. You stop down there. Well, she come down too fast, and she flipped her car, and she drowned and wrecked in the creek. This happened. She had a German Shepherd with her. They couldn't find the dog. They found her because the creek had risen, so the dog must have got washing downstream somehow. And the legend is, if they go out and they've seen it on a full moon night, you go out and you look, and that German Shepherd, you'll see green eyes on a full moon coming up the creek, looking for the car, looking for his master. And I took him out to show him the green eyes, and the whole place wasn't nothing but green eyes.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was amazing. You ought to have seen it. It was
Reflecting the
everything.
waters, it was just.
I said,
it's
if you see a
insane.
pair of two coming at you by the creek, get worried. But all this out here is just part of it. It lit up like Christmas out there.
Indeed.
It is the most prettiest place, but it's down in this bottom. You don't want to get stuck down there at night. I've had it happen. You go down there, turn the car off, turn the lights off, and wait and see the green eyes. Well, the green eyes are coming at our car. This is in the 70s. I'm like, my buddy, he's trying to start the truck. Won't start. Last minute, they got up close, and that old truck started, and we made it home. It was every kid in the back was scared. But I promise you, these stories that I'm telling that's a real legend of Green Eyes Bridge. That lady really happened to wreck there, lost her dog.
Don't worry. Yeah, so we're not gonna go there.
It's just legends and stuff I grew up all my life learning as living here. And
All right, so I'm gonna read a
boy.
piece out of here. We got a book. This is a book here by a local gal named Amanda Springer.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Ghosts of Osage County. You can buy these down there at the Ben Johnson Cowboy Museum, and then there's a few other places possibly, but I know for sure down there at Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson's got
So we're here going to read. I'm going to read one here about the Fairfax Python. You know, Doc here has got a little story to correlate with this. So let me read it out. I'll read the story real quick to you, and then he's going to follow up with his version of what happened there. So I'll get my old man, my non-bifocals here.
This is a true story.
The Fairfax Python. As the story goes, there was a pet shop on Main Street. It was in the back room of a hardware store that was burned down. The legend says that a python escaped its cage during the fire and crawled into the town's sewer system. It was never caught and never seen again. And Doc, go.
I seen it. It made its way to Clear Creek, and that's just this side of Fairfax. Let me tell you, folks, as a little kid, I'm walking through the woods. I'm fishing this creek, and there I go. I'm a-walking, not thinking, I had to scratch my old knee. And when I did, I stretched over this thing, and when I got stopped, this guy said, "Look behind you." Biggest snake I ever seen in Oklahoma in my entire life. This thing was wrapped up, and it was a python. This thing stretched out at least 12 foot long. When we got done, us kids were throwing rocks at it, poking it with sticks. You know how kids like to poke things with sticks. So we're poking this thing. Well, he stretched out.
He got Jimmy, and then
Jimmy took off running. Tracy headed for home.
but
Bill
Steve,
Carey-
he didn't make it all the way.
Bill left me standing there. Now it's just me and Chad. And I'm watching this thing because I'm amazed. He's going away from me. As long as he's going away from me, I'm fine. Well, this thing kept moving, and it was huge. He had to have been that big around in the middle.
Closer to the camera.
As he was going down the creek, leaving where we were. And this is when I was probably 13 years old.
That's a big old snake.
I don't know when this snake got loose, but I swear I saw that python on the creek that day, and I had witnesses. Biggest snake I ever saw, scared the devil out of me. We packed up our gear, and we went home for the day.
Snakes.
We're not going to go there.
That's just a snake
No,
story.
no. Now,
Take it for what it's worth.
what
but
kind
I
of snake
swear
stories you
I
got
saw
from up
that
there near
snake.
Canada?
Just garter snakes.
Almost to Canada, they have a lot of terrifying gardener snake stories. Do you have any you'd like to share?
The dogs like them, they chase them.
They chase them like they're
Yeah.
toys, not to eat them or run them off or keep them out of your
They're
shoe.
not- they won't hurt you. They eat bugs.
They're harmless.
Yes.
Oh man, to live in a world where snakes were harmless. God bless you, ladies.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. Boy, it's not like that around these parts. Might have a python. Down over here off the
Yeah.
creek, or
Another snake
I grew up
story
with
I got.
rattlesnakes. Crazy.
I was fishing out to this rock quarry out here north of town. Well, I decided to walk out there and fish it. I didn't have my boat, and I thought, well, I'll walk it. I start walking in the brush about this deep. I'm getting close to the old rock quarry to do some fishing. About that time I look down and I see this snake skin, and it's a diamondback rattlesnake skin fresh off the snake. I can't stretch that long. He had to have been 6-footer, this big around, scared. It was
He's not that big around. He's closer.
Well,
to
you know, sometimes they're like this
It wasn't
when
a
you
python.
see them with your
this,
eyes.
this wasn't a python. It was a what?
It was a diamondback rattlesnake
Oh, yeah.
skin, and I was
Yeah.
probably right in the
Yeah.
middle of his nest. So now I'm nervous. Now what I got to do is I got to back out of where I've just walked in. I don't want to hear rattles. Worst thing you want to hear is a rattle in the weeds next to you, because you know what you're getting into. So I used the same way I got out, and I never went back to that spot again. It's full of rattlesnakes. Now I don't like rattlesnakes.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
shoot them just like coyotes we rope out here and drag around. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's just how it is when you're a cowboy, and it can get dangerous.
We try not to hurt Wile E. Coyote.
Wiley, he hurts himself. He
You know,
don't
we
have-
don't intentionally try to hurt
No,
anybody.
no.
The rattlesnake, it's not me. It's like, as long as you
That's
stay away
your-
from me, but yeah, if you're
There's
in
a
my
lot of snakes
vicinity,
around here.
I don't know. It may go in my collection. I grew up around snakes,
Well, let's go out and
rattlesnakes.
find it if you want it. For
No,
your
I don't. I
collection.
never look for them. I never look for them. If they come across my path, then that's
That's a
where it
different
ends.
story.
That's it. But yeah, that's me growing up with
Okay.
rattlesnakes. So anyway, so you guys ain't got no rat snake or no snake stories, no nothing, no. Do you have any ghost stories from the Viking lands of Canada or wherever you're from, as far as almost to Canada up there in Washington State? Nothing of Yetis or anything like that? Oh, I got her with a Yeti.
I like learning about Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to end this segment here, and we're going to take these ladies down and show them our Bigfoot exhibit. And we're going to close this little piece out. But, guys, thank you very much. This is another nice little evening here with these beautiful women from almost Canada.
From Washington
And then my
State.
exceptionally gorgeous ladies, I'm sorry you ain't got squat on this one. My queen over here.
Oh,
Thank you.
Sasquatch King here. You
Sasquatch
better watch
queen.
out.
Anyway,
Yeah.
guys, we appreciate you spending time out here with us. We're just trying
Come
to
see us.
have a good time and find ways to still socialize intelligently. So, yes, we got our masks and we're got some hand sanitizers if we need it, and we're just trying to just do it right. So, guys, love you. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you around on this next round. But if you want to come book a night with us, it's historicwhiting.com. And let's come hang out.
Boy, it's nice down here.
Yes,
Y'all
nice.
come see it.
Come sit here, guys. See it. Oh,